check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, we back. Goodfellow Sports TV. And according to Mike Comperinger and his sources, and I'll link the source in the description so you know that it's real, he says that Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia are in advanced talks to fight on PBC, Fox on PBC pay-per-view. Tentative date being discussed is August 31st. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. We back one time for the one time we grinding. Blessings to the brothers and sisters out there supporting the channel. Make sure you check the subscribe button, bell icon button. Don't forget, the Health Blaze has some, our sponsor has some computer issues. They filling all back orders and things will be going out. So if you want to, order something from there, website, healthblaze.com in the description, as well as the promo code, get 18% off, is right there as well. Goodfellow One Boxing. But yeah, I told you they had more pay-per-view dates coming. I told you guys that. Errol Spence and Sean was going to be pay-per-view. But I guess they wanted an earlier date. And they decided not to put it on pay-per-view, and they made that August 3rd, 2 weeks after Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view. So they couldn't do Sean and Earl pay-per-view August 3rd, and then before that, 2 weeks before that, do Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view. They couldn't have done that. So either it was go to regular Fox for Errol Spence and Sean Porter, or wait till September and do a pay-per-view. Obviously, they elected to get it in on Fox. So I don't know if that was the major and only deciding factor in it, and it could have been other factors. But that's how it laid down. So now they had an available pay-per-view date for late August, early September date, and now they're gonna look to fill that with Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia. Okay, just to talk about the fight before we talk about business first. Danny Garcia only has a half-inch reach advantage, but he got a 2-inch height advantage, and physically he looked good versus Adrian Granados. He looked really good, crisp, sharp. He got a new strength and conditioning coach. Said he started doing massages. And the thing about massages, man, when you work out, a lot of bodybuilders get them. I used to be tough into working out, and it actually helps the muscle grow. You know what I'm saying? It helps the blood flow through the muscle better. Helps more when blood get to the muscle. That means more oxygen get in the muscle, and it promotes muscle growth. And that's the good thing about massages. That's why if you lift weights, you definitely should get massages, man. It kind of really opens up that blood flow area for your body. And just in general, if you're doing some physicality at the plant, or you got a physical job where you picking stuff up, or, whatever you're doing, you pulling something, it's good to get those massages once a week. And pretty much I get one almost every week. At least I try to, 30 minutes for $35, a little full body clothes massage then. Or you can go ahead and get the Robert Kraft massage without the extra stuff for $55 for 60 minutes. Choose Swedish deep tissue massage. So it's something I think a lot of people that should look into, and then you should reinvest into yourself. And I think it did. Danny Garcia said it helped him out, and trust me, I've been doing it for 5-6 years now. So do it while you're young, and don't wait till you're old and beat up to get those massages. Man, I preach that to people, man. Hot stones, whatever you choose. It's very vital to your health, and it's stress relief. Instead of spending, $50 on, a video game or $100 on a pair of Jordan, invest into yourself. But back on point, he looked crisp. He looked physically good. I knew Granados was be a challenge. Coming off a loss, he wasn't going to take a hard fight. Granados was tailor-made for Danny Garcia, coming straight down the pipe. Garcia is a master counterpuncher. He mastered timing, and he mastered, just catching and shooting and countering. So he real good from that aspect. According to Mikey Garcia, they beat Danny in the amateurs. Mikey looked terrible at welterweight, didn't even try. And the thing about it is, Danny might not be the aggressive fighter that can cut the ring off like Errol Spence, but Danny might punch harder than Errol Spence, especially with that left hand and the counter right hand. So for whatever reason, Mikey's saying that welterweight, like I said before, and taking a good reward fight. Another pay-per-view fight coming off the loss after the pathetic performance Mikey Garcia put on, which I'll get to that in a minute, versus Danny Garcia. Real talk, he just don't, and it's supposed to be at the Staples Center, and I'll get to that towards the end of the video. He feel like he can beat Danny Garcia. He feel like Danny Garcia and Mikey both slow, but, I think Danny Garcia is sharper, stronger. After that Granados performance, just looking at him physically, he's rejuvenated. And sometimes you got to switch up your routine a little bit, and he did. You know, and Mikey Garcia showed me nothing at the welterweight division, even though Errol Spence is amongst the best fighters in the world, let alone the welterweight division. Mikey showed me nothing that I was impressed. I wasn't impressed with Mikey at 140 versus Lipinets. You know, Lipinets is a guy that had 10, 11 fights, that was a kickboxer. You know what I'm saying? You know, I felt that if he had better footwork and didn't have that kickboxer feet like Dillian White and Jarrell Miller, he really could be a way more devastating puncher, and he'd be a more effective fighter if he got his feet together. And hopefully Buddy McGurf right that wrong. Because if Lipinets had feet, I would put Lipinets in the tier 1 of fighters at the junior welterweight division at the time, and maybe potentially tier 1 at welterweight. That's just what he's missing. But that's another story for another day. You know what I'm saying? But Mikey Garcia didn't show me enough to show he can mess with Danny Garcia. Had Danny Garcia win life or death with Granados, then it's more appealing to me. But, you know, Mikey is a guy that's offensive, want to sit in your face, don't move his head. He's slow, but Danny Garcia makes up for his slowness with master counter-punching ability. He got that pull counter right hand. He got that sneaky left hook. You know, it's going to be the battle of the sloths. You know, it's like watching Joe Joyce fight Joe Joyce. You know, they both slow. But I think they both got solid feet. I think Mikey feet might be a little bit more quicker and more fundamental than Danny Garcia. So, you know, it's an interesting matchup looking in, but in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. It just seemed like PBC and Al Heyman are just paying out what they owe. Okay, to get into the business part. It's like they paying out what they owe. Like, okay, we put Errol Spence on pay-per-view. Keith Thurman not happy, so we get Keith Thurman on pay-per-view. Danny Garcia not happy. We don't want him to leave. Let's keep him happy on pay-per-view. Come on, man. At the end of the day, Al Heyman rewarding these fighters who don't deserve to be on pay-per-view because Errol Spence get treated like the golden child, and they all fussing and crying behind the scenes. Danny Garcia at this point in his career is not a pay-per-view fighter. Mikey Garcia coming off a loss to that type of loss to Errol Spence, not a valiant effort, a pathetic, piss-poor, cowardly effort to Errol Spence. How can you sell him back to the masses? You know, and if his Mexican, fans, you know, they forgave him and they still gonna back him, then I understand that. They talking about doing this at the Staples Center in L.A. For me, you know, Danny Garcia is not a pay-per-view fighter at this point in his career. He's trending down. Mikey Garcia should have to build himself back up. But at the end of the day, Mikey Garcia, what he did was the equivalent of Roberto Duran quitting. He quit in that fight. Didn't show no effort. Don't nobody want to see Mikey Garcia and pay $75 again for Mikey. So Mikey get gifted with another pay-per-view after Danny Garcia. After the Errol Spence fight. I just think it's a bad move by PBC. They trying to keep so many people happy. And I knew it was going to be another pay-per-view. And I think it's another announcement today that I heard. It's supposed to be a big announcement. I think that's going to spawn another pay-per-view. So you already going to have 4 pay-per-views. And I think Gervonta Tank Davis is slated to do a pay-per-view with Leo Santa Cruz at the end of the year if everything go right. So PBC could pump out Errol Spence, Mikey, Broner, Pacquiao having first. Now you're going to have Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. That's 3. Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia. That's 4. Potential, another big announcement, if you catch my drift. That might be pay-per-view that's supposed to be announced today. That's 4. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. And then you might get a Tank Davis end of the year pay-per-view. That's 6 pay-per-views for $75 a pop. That, you know, pretty much I don't think nobody want to see none of them for pay-per-view. It's not, I got to see this for pay-per-view, but it's their prerogative. It just seemed like Al Heyman trying to keep all his grandkids happy. But, hey, if they're not going to earn it, don't reward them. And that's what's wrong with Al Heyman. Al Heyman, and I said this in another video. I think it was in my other channel. If you're interested in anything, Detroit sports, even University of Michigan, Michigan State, Motor City Sports Talk is a channel name. I said this in my channel yesterday. I seen this kind of like that black people complex. You know what I'm saying? And not kind of like the complex, just something they got really going on in the black community, whether your kid perform or not in school, he do what he supposed to do at the home and in the streets. They still reward his kids no matter how bad they is with Jordans, and they keep them fresh. There's no incentive. You know, they go to college and they don't treat them like other ethnic groups treat their kids when they go to college with cars and pageantry and money and stuff of that nature. They don't treat, they don't treat them with that reward system. We reward ignorance. You know, you get out of jail, you get a bigger party for getting out of jail or prison than you do for graduating from high school or graduating from college. You know, and for Al Heyman, he kind of bringing that whole system to boxing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're going to reward you even though you duck Earl Spence. Or we're going to reward you even though you duck Keith Thurman. We're going to reward you even though you duck Adrian Broner. You know, there's no real reward. I know whatever goes down, I'm still going to be rewarded for ducking whatever. And that's the biggest problem with it, man. But I can't believe this is legit a spit in the face of the fans. All the PBC supporters, anybody try to rationalize this being pay-per-view, man, I don't want to hear nothing, no non-bias, or I'm just keeping it 100. That should never come out your name with the sport of boxing. You just a fanboy, a slappy. You just crazy, man. No way anybody can rationalize after the performance Mikey Garcia gave, he should get a pay-per-view. And after the Duck Chronicles and the Duck Goose Danny Garcia did ducking around Earl Spence, he get rewarded for a pay-per-view because Keith Thurman got one, Earl got one, Broner got one. I want one too. No, you should have went in there and fought Earl Spence then. And you could have got a pay-per-view fight. But Al Heyman trying to keep everybody happy. You keep everybody happy, you're going to stretch yourself thin. And you've seen, even though Earl and Mikey sold 47,000 tickets, it only generated $6 million live gate or $6 million in tickets. Canelo did 15,000. He generated $8 million in tickets. That just shows you the difference. You know what I'm saying? You know, these pay-per-views ain't doing as well. They ain't not going to do well. Now, in fact, they didn't generate $6 million. I'm sorry, they didn't even generate $6 million in tickets. That was Manny Pacquiao and Broner. But this is direct spit in the face, man. If this was regular Fox, cool. I'm rolling with it. You know, it does have some intrigue to the fight. I'll be lying if I didn't tell you that. But after that pathetic performance from Mikey Garcia, I don't want to see him at welterweight again. He don't have no ambitions on fighting Taylor, Prograis, Hooker. Mikey Garcia has always moved like a coward in the sport of boxing. He always moved like he was scared to lose. You know, even when he was with Top Rank, he wasn't fighting the best guys available. He could have fought Gamboa and been on his contract. He was shook to fight Gamboa. Didn't want to fight Gamboa. He's always moved around competition, bro. He's never wanted to take the tough fights, man. And even with PBC, only time you want to take a tough fight is to get away from Lomachenko to go fight an impossible fight versus Earl Spence instead of staying at the weight and getting it on with Vasily Lomachenko. You know, but I already know how this dude move, man. He can't play me. And Danny Garcia, they making him they putting him on pay-per-views as a lifetime achievement award. Oh man, you've been with PBC for 5 years now. It's like you being at the camp. Oh, you've been at Chrysler, GM, or Costco's. This is your 5th year certificate, and we gonna give you $10 off to our inventory. Like this is a employment achievement award. Oh, thanks for just giving your best service. Danny Garcia pathetic. I wouldn't pay to watch that coward fight on pay-per-view for all the tea in China. And neither Mikey Garcia. This is a pathetic pay-per-view. It's been a really good Fox fight. It just shows you Showtime ain't got no budget. Showtime should have scooped this fight up and really would have boosted their Showtime profile. I'm telling you, Showtime on the fritz. You know, but it is what it is, man. It's Goodfellas Sports TV. Let me know what y'all think about the whole situation. I'll link the source in the description. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Keep sharing the videos. Trying to update the Patreon. Got to find time. But other than that, you can make a donation. That link's in the description. Intro music is in the description. The link's in the description if you're always wondering. The source link. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, at thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Box. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, soaps, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, and much, much more. Website, promo code, both in the description. Keep sharing the videos, man. Best way you can help me out. Best donation you can make. And if you got a video request, you always can DM me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or you can reach out to the email. Don't forget to check out our other channel. If you into Detroit sports, any of the Detroit sports team with news, Motor City Sports Talk, or the University of Michigan, Michigan State, but y'all know what the business is, man. It's Goodfellas Sports TV. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, and we'll be going live shortly.